Hello artists! Here I am going to show a tutorial for how to do some basic editing techniques in the iMovie app for iPad following a student's project for doing a stop motion animation using the Coma app. So to begin with, you are going to, after you have saved your video file, you are going to open up the iMovie application. As you can see, it opens up to a screen with a box with a plus and any previous films you have worked on. So in order to get started, we're going to click on that box with the plus. And you want to click on movie so that we are working on a movie. Trailer will create something different. So select movie. It opens up your photo library so you can see your photos, you can see your films or your video files that you have already saved. So go ahead and select one of your video files. You can select more than one if you'd like to combine at this time, but for this tutorial we are only going to be using the one. Now that you've got it selected, at the very bottom is the Create Movie button. Please click the Create Movie button. Here we now have the video file is loaded into iMovie. You can see we have a T-Rex fighting Mr. Incredible. This white bar here at the bottom of the screen, this bar shows you where in your video clip you are currently at. So when the white bar is at the beginning of your video clip, that is the very start. You will be editing at the beginning of the clip. When you move it into the center, you are in the middle of your movie. And when it is at the end, you are at the end of your movie. So to begin with, we're going to be talking about adding and editing audio. So if you look over here in this box in the top right corner, we have the media and audio menus. Media is where you will add any other videos or photos that you want to add to your film. But for our purposes, we're going to click audio there at the bottom, and you can see that we have different options already provided for us. In this particular case, we are mostly going to be focusing on theme music and sound effects. However, if you would like to add any of your own sounds, you can use the iCloud Drive button at the very bottom. So starting here, we have theme music and sound effects. Now, we have this video of Mr. Incredible fighting the T-Rex, but there isn't any audio. It's just film. So to make this a little bit more interesting, let's start by adding theme music. Now, we have a couple of options. There aren't many, but that does mean you can get creative with them. So let's test out the news option, 57 seconds. Okay. Seems pretty interesting, so I'll go ahead and click Use, and there it is. It's popped onto my video. So if I play my video now, you can see that now the audio has been added to the entirety of the video, and it appears down here as a green bar. However, the green bar, you can't edit. Well, you can edit it, but you can't move it around. So if you were to click it and drag it over here, let's say I wanted it to start later in the video, you can't do that. It snaps right back to the beginning. So if you would like to change that, if you would like to be able to move this around, you're going to have to tap on that green bar. You can see it opens up the editing buttons at the bottom. Go ahead and click on Actions. Actions looks like this pair of scissors here, and you're going to click Foreground. What that does is it makes it a blue bar, and now you can drag it around so it starts where you would like to. So by starting it later on in the film, this whole section will start with no audio, and then the audio will kick in and it will continue at the end. So let's preview what that looks like. And there you have it. You've now well, not split, but you have changed where the audio is beginning from by changing it from a background sound, the green bar, to a foreground sound, the blue bar. Now, we have a dinosaur, and dinosaurs tend to be fairly loud creatures, so we're going to go into sound effects and see if there's anything we can add there. We've got alarm, barking, bicycles. We don't have any of those cameras, so none of these seem quite appropriate, but oh, look. Dinosaur growl. Perfect. Let's preview what that sounds like. All right, not bad. So I'm going to go ahead and click Use. Now this one already starts out as a blue bar sound effect, so you can click and drag it wherever you think it will be most appropriate. So I'm going to put it over here towards the end, and let's see, let's test that. All right, not bad, but you can hardly hear it compared to the news audio. So we're going to click on that. We're going to go to this volume button in here in the editing section. So click on volume. We're just going to raise that volume a little bit. It doesn't need to be too much. It does raise fairly dramatically. So we've selected, we'll do it a little bit more just to make it nice and loud. So let's test what that sounds like. We're not going to start from the beginning of the clip. We'll start from here. Much better. Now, as you can see, we have now added a song, the news sound effect clip, and the dinosaur growl sound effect. And actually, I'm going to move that news over a little bit because it doesn't quite make sense that far ahead. However, we have all these other audio editing buttons at the bottom. You have your actions where you can split the sound, which means that you can put it into 2 chunks and then either delete one or move it so it's in a different spot. You can adjust the speed, which will, if you speed it up, it will shorten the length of time the audio plays and will also give it a chipmunk effect, much more high-pitched. Or you can slow it down, which tends to make it sound a little bit creepy. And you can see it also extends how long that sound clip plays for. So we're going to keep it right about here, which is where it starts at. And you can also adjust volume as we did before with the dinosaur growl. Now we've got this little chunk sticking off the end here. I don't think I want that. So I'm going to take that white bar and I'm going to move it to the part where I want the sound to end. I'm going to click on my sound bar and I'm going to go back to actions. And let's see. We're going to pull it a little bit further, I suppose. Here we go. There we go. And we're going to click on split. What split does is now it's made these 2 separate audio file parts. This part at the end that I didn't want, and that other part. So by selecting this, I can now click the delete button in the corner. It's all gone. There we go. And finally, if you would like to add your own voice or make your own sounds, you can do that if you look over in the left. Underneath the video screen, there is a microphone and a camera. The microphone will allow you to start recording your own voice. So let's test that out. Let's see. It'll start recording from the point where your white bar is. So I'm going to start recording it from here, just around where the news sound is starting. And we're going to press the microphone. It says cancel, ready to record, record. So you can see roughly how loud your volume is. And we're going to go ahead and go with this. So record. Stop. Now that's completely bonkers sound effect, but for the purpose of the video, it'll work. So let's try and review what that sounds like. All right, fairly ridiculous, but it shows you that you can add your own audio, and that's good enough for me. So we're going to go ahead and click accept. And let's see what that's like. We've got our sound, we have our sound effect with the dinosaur growl, and we've got our own vocals. So let's play it. There you go. Sounds great. However, I'm feeling a little bit of regret over that personal audio, so I'm just going to go ahead, find that recording, click it, and delete. Now you don't have to worry about it if you don't want it anymore. Those are some of the basic audio editing skills for iMovie, and that is all I have to show you today for this particular skill set. Hope that helps. Have fun creating!